Hello guys, I'm here to teach you how to texture paper. This has been my most requested technique to show you guys first off, so here we go. First, you need, obviously, graphite. I use various types of graphite crayons and sticks and wedges and just anything I can get my hands on. I even have charcoal blocks for certain ones, but I don't really like using it because it's a little too dark for what I go for. And then you need a sandpaper block. These pretty much come with any kit that you get. You can even, I think you can buy them separately, but I seriously don't know where to tell you to get them. And then various brushes. I have paint brushes, makeup brushes, just pastel brushes, all kinds of brushes. The more the merrier. Each one will do a little something different. For getting your graphite powder, you take your graphite wedge, stick, crayon, whatever, and just rub it on the sandpaper block and get yourself a nice, mound of powder. Then you take whatever various brush you have. I'm going to use this one. This is just a cheap makeup brush that I got from department stores around here somewhere. And then dip it into the pile that you made on the sandpaper block. And then swirl. Try not to get it too evenly because then you end up with just, a gray spot. You swirl it around. And guess what? That's pretty much it. Now, the paper you use has a big effect on how your texturing is going to look. I have here some Strathmore Drawing paper that just I'm pretty sure you can get that at just about any art supply store. Now, this one is a smoother paper. I honestly don't know what type it is. I just got it in the kids section at a bookstore, I do believe. But I'll show you the difference in the texturing for the smooth paper. As you can see, there is quite a difference. Well, you can't really see it on the video, can you? Well, anyway, there is a big difference. The smoother paper, you can actually see where you've swirled the brush around. If you have a textured paper, you can push it around a little bit better and it gets in the grooves and you can see the texture of the paper better. Whereas the smooth paper, all you see is the texture of the brush. Now, here is a pastel brush that I got while living in Japan. It's been with me for quite a while now. And it has a completely different look to the texturing. You can continue to work it around and around. And this will give you a more solid texturing. This pastel brush I got recently from one of the art stores in Bonn. I'm pretty sure Amazon will carry pretty much anything you need. And this one it's a much softer bristle to the brush, so it's going to be much lighter with the texturing and also much more even. This is the one that's going to give you the best texture, which is basically just a round bullet nose. Then you have smaller brushes, like this is also a makeup brush. They're my favorite because they have the most variety for stiffnesses. This one will also give a different look. Of course, if you use a smaller brush, you're going to need to work at it a little bit longer because there's not as much surface area that you can cover at a time. So it also gives kind of a nice look. Now then there's the difference. Let's dust this off. The difference between graphite and charcoal. Let's get some charcoal on here. You can already tell how much darker it is on the sandpaper block. And this is what it is going to look like. Much darker and much more contrasted. And also, it's not as easily manipulated as graphite, because once it gets on the paper, you're not going to push it around anymore. It's just going to stick there. I don't recommend blowing your paper, because sometimes you get little droplets of spit. Oh, believe me, that's not coming off your paper. This is one of the neat things about doing textures, is you can do pretty much anything to it that you want. Sometimes you'll see that I've put little spots inside my texturing to create, I don't know, a bokeh effect, or however you want to say it. Just take a kneaded eraser and make yourself a point to it, and just... Wow, that's loud. Sorry. And then just tap and remove the graphite from your paper. It's not... It works also with the charcoal, but not near as... You don't pull near as much up with it. There is also electric erasers. An electric eraser usually comes with these white eraser inserts. But I don't like using them, because sometimes they can be a little bit rough on your paper depending on what brand you use or what texture your paper is. So I take a little piece of my kneaded eraser and I roll it into about the size that one of those inserts would be, and I stick it in there. And then you can roll it into points or keep it blunt or whatever. And then you can also use this to pull out, whoops, you can also break the tip off, be careful. You can pull dots out of the graphite. Well, you can also do it with the charcoal, but again, oh, that actually works really nicely. I might have to try that again later. Oh, you learn something new every day, huh? Anyway, that's pretty much all there is to the paper texturing that I do behind the portraits that I draw. You can experiment with all types of paint brushes, makeup brushes, whatever you can get your hands on. The more you experiment, the better you're going to find a technique that you like the best. But for now, this is what I like the most, and I hope you learned a little something from it, and enjoy.